Information for the day of the event. As we grow closer to the event, the love light energy from the Galactic Central Sun Pleroma intensifies, peaks in waves. These waves have been coming now at regular intervals for the past 2-3 years. As we approach the time of the event, these waves are arriving at closer intervals and in increasing strength. One of those peaks of energy within the Galactic Wave of Love will be the one that signals to the resistance movement that the time has come to initiate the event. Within a very short time, approximately 20 minutes, things will start to happen. The plan that has been in the making for decades will come into play. Cobra mentioned in his August 31st interview with Rob Potter that it will be a very strong energetic event and people will be able to feel very strong energies, and that might cause also strange physical sensations. This process will accelerate as it comes closer to the event and peak at the moment of the event. The main first wave of ascension will occur simultaneously with the event. Many lightworkers had hopes that the mass ascension process expected to take place at the time of the shift of the ages would occur on the December 21, 2012. Indeed, many were ready to ascend then, and many more are ready to ascend right now, but we must remember that this process of ascension is totally unique in that the plan, Mother's plan, is that Gaia will be the place that the ascended beings exist upon. This will be the first ever mass ascension process to take place while remaining in the physical body, albeit upgraded from carbon to crystalline atoms. Those ready to ascend, a very limited number as yet, are not going to head off to another dimension in their physical bodies. Yes, some who have made this free will decision may do so. They will go through the ascension portal and return/remain in their bodies to continue as 6th to 7th dimensional beings living on a 5th dimensional Gaia. Starting from the day of the event, this entire planet will be anchored dimensionally in the 4th to 5th dimension. Shortly after the event, there will be ample possibilities/opportunities available for anyone who chooses to actively participate in their spiritual development and prepare for a process of ascension at a rate that suits them perfectly. The vast majority of people living on Gaia will be functioning/anchored in the upper 4th dimensional, lower 5th dimensional level. Many wonder, how on earth things are going to change so quickly after the event. Here I am referring to the practicalities of worldwide peace on earth, worldwide prosperity, worldwide free energy, etc. When the veil is finally down, soldiers everywhere will lay down their weapons and refuse to kill others. When people finally learn through the mass media that they have been imprisoned and held hostage by warmongers, etc. for so long, that the entire financial system, etc. has been designed to be a source of income for our captors and keep us as slaves, the relief among people will know no bounds. There will be emotional outbursts of unprecedented joy followed by bouts of anger upon the realization of how they have been fooled. This roller coaster of emotion will continue for days, weeks, and ebb out. Then another wave will hit us, and yet another, and increase this download of divine love and light source energy so that we can anchor even more in the 4th-5th dimension until we are attuned and in harmony and can co-create the paradise on earth that was the original plan for this planet. Here are some lines about this taken from a discussion between Steve Biko and Archangel Michael. SB, okay. But now, given what you've just said, it seems to be implied that while the tsunami of love, as I have been considering it so far, is going to happen over time, this actual immersion in the waters, then emergence from the waters, will be an event of some short duration. Is that correct? Once the tsunami starts, it is not design. It is not the mother's plan to incapacitate you. Now, will there be that moment of awe? Oh, bliss? Yes. And for some, depending on their makeup, it may be rapid, or it may be brief. But even if you are in the tsunami for a lengthy period of time, dear heart, you will be able to navigate. What you are concerned about is, do I lose my capacity to operate? Do I lose my sensibility? And the answer is no, it is increased. SB, okay. But the actual tsunami itself, will that go on over a week's time, or 2 weeks' time? Or a shorter time? The initial outpouring will be brief. But we have used the analogy of a tsunami in a purposeful way, because you know that a tsunami approaches, withdraws, approaches, withdraws. So it is not destruction. It is a creation. It is a destruction of the old, yes, a clearing and a washing away. The initial tsunami will be brief. We will say, about a 24-hour period in your reality. Then there will be another wave, and then you will adjust, and then another wave. If you are someone who is consciously aware that you are an intuitive person, then no doubt you will be among the group of humans on Gaia who will feel the increase of energy days before the event happens. In all of the discussions found about this time of change here on Gaia, the greatest focus has been placed on the actual physical changes like the new financial system, free energy, and not in least our freedom to finally exist here as sovereign free beings and create a true paradise on Earth. Today, however, I want to bring the focus to the most important aspect of this shift, namely our transition, our crossing over to the fifth dimension, our promotion as it were to the ultimate realization that we are truly divine beings in human bodies. How will this feel? There are groups of people all over Gaia who have been working towards planning for this special day of transition to a higher dimensional reality upon Gaia for many decades, indeed for hundreds of years. At one point Cobra mentioned that this change is 15 years late. Despite all of the delays, we have known now for some time that we could only be victorious in the end. And that end is approaching at the speed of love. It is difficult to know beforehand just how we are going to react to this extra strong influx of divine love energy. There will no doubt be extremely varying types of reactions regarding the physical and emotional experiences that people will have. Before I continue here, I need to mention that when I say that Archangel Michael has said this, or that I am referring to explanations he has given about these special day, as when he has been channeled through the chosen channel for the Council of Love Company of Heaven Linda Dillon on the Enlight Radio's An Hour with an Angel programs over the past couple of years. The person interviewing Archangel Michael is Steve Becko of Golden Age of Gaia. Archangel Michael has explained that even if we are somewhat overwhelmed on the day of days, if our situation requires it, we will be steady and grounded enough to be able to postpone some of our reactions until a more appropriate time allows us to experience them. Withheld emotions always come to the surface in the end. Any of you who have gone through therapeutic healing processes will have certainly discovered this for yourselves. Steve wondered how we would be able to function on a practical level at this time. Being as the day of the event will also be the day of closure of the old financial system, etc., many will have to consider being focused and functional. Okay. Well, in the midst of this tsunami of love, a very real and practical event probably will happen, and that is probably the revel. So, here we are, swept off our feet in love and in some circumstances that actually need handling. How does being in a tsunami of love affect the need to make practical decisions? It does not incapacitate you indefinitely. For some of you, it may be hours or minutes or days, but you emerge from the waters of life, the waters of love, transformed. So it is a form of cleansing, but restoration, recovery, rejuvenation. So you emerge from those waters better prepared, more acutely aware, more able to multitask, more competent to see the bigger picture of your actions, the ramifications of your actions, the clarity of what is really required. So it is helpful. So you find yourself in a position where in fact it is as if you have had the best night's sleep ever, and you can jump out of bed ready to go. Overwhelmed by an altered state of awareness, go with it. Steve asked AM to give us some advice for those among us that may find ourselves overwhelmed when the time comes. Here is some of his best advice. And what lies ahead, even what is in the guise of momentary chaos. Many have been in fear of the momentary chaos at the time of the event as sheer delight. It is what you have yearned for. Once it begins, dear heart, you have need to simply breathe deeply, extend your heart, know that you are not in danger, that this is what you have worked, prayed and prepared for, and allow the expansion, the lightness, to come. That expression that you have, the lightness of being, that is what you will experience. But do not fight it. Simply allow it. So if it means that you are so overwhelmed, blissed out that you cannot go to work that day, then stay home. If you feel that you cannot put one foot in front of another because you are in what you may feel is an altered state, then do so. Now, understand, also, that pretty much everyone upon the planet is going to be feeling the same way. So it is also a day where there is elimination, absolute disposal of many of your previous concerns, judgments or fear. So let me be very practical in this. For many of you, my sweet angels, you would wake up or you would be getting ready for work, and you would say, I am just so full of love that it makes the importance and the potential of being able to drive to work safely impossible. And then you would try and do it because you would be concerned about letting someone down, not being responsible, being in trouble, being docked a day's pay. Put all that aside and allow the energy to do its transformative work. 9 examples of experiences that you might have at the time of the event. Archangel Michael has given all of the following examples. So some will feel the full force of the tsunami. Some may feel it but feel like they are a cork bobbing on the ocean. It is very likely that you will have a very strong feeling that something feels very different. For some of you the experience will be that you will find yourself existing on another level of consciousness. You may have a feeling of being disconnected, disassociated, yet not to such a degree that you will ask, where am I, who am I, what am I doing? You may feel when moving about, that you feel like you are moving through air or water. Your feeling of disassociation could be like after taking some chemical medicine hallucinogen, not so strong but that you think I am in another process. You will not have the same need for food in the 5th dimension as you do in the 3rd. You have a much less need for sleep than usual. Colors might seem more vibrant. Finally, for anyone reading this that still has some concern as to whether they will be able to function in some or other important role/responsibility on the day of the event, take note of these words from Archangel Michael regarding our ability to view/understand our reality here on Gaia. First, a query from Steve. SB, it's a rather unique kind of experience, because initially one doesn't know if one's imagining this or if this is really true. Is this a new faculty that I have, or a new area that's opening to me? So there is this moment at which one kind of hesitates and says, gee, I don't know what to think right now. It is as if you have been looking at a very narrow piece, and all of a sudden your field of vision and your field of what is the potential to experience, to create, to co-create, what is open and available to you is broadened 1,000, 2,000, 12,000-fold. On another occasion he said the following. If you experience these moments of, my goodness, I think I could do this, and this is how, and you experience a download of how everything would occur, right down to the finest detail, just breathe, sit with us, allow it to anchor into your bones and then go forward. Confusion is a part of fear. At the time of the event, on the day of the tsunami of love's strongest wave, the angelic realm will be in full attendance to support our ascension, liberation and a harmonious transition to a golden age of peace on earth. Leave the pursuit of fame to others. You could kind of say that this is the day that Gaians will truly leave the pursuit of fame behind. No one will need to be famous to be important. But suddenly we have been promoted to a situation where we can take part in some way in the co-creation of Nova Gaia. Will we have teething problems? We probably will. Divine Mother has said repeatedly that when we start to create the new that we should absolutely prioritize breaks for whatever it is we might be creating, breaks to have fun, hang out together, socialize with family and friends. She maintains that this is key, otherwise we will over-enthusiastically rush through some creation and discover later that there were better options that we missed because we were in too much of a hurry. There will be no need for hurry anymore. Round table, learning together from one another. End of hierarchy. I recall listening to Little Grandmother in 2010 speaking about the time after the shift on Mother Gaia. She always made a point of mentioning that it would be the end of the time of masters and disciples, priests and imams and parishioners, community, teachers and pupils, etc. Now of course we will all continue to learn and grow on all kinds of levels, and there will be people with knowledge that we would like to acquire who will be happy to mentor us, but it will not be like the old 3D type of learning at all. Communities will learn and grow together. There will of course be ethical codes that we will live by, similar in kind to the Galactic Codex link. When something that we might do or say could cause harm to another, we will be led to see this in a loving manner so that we can grow from the experience in a balanced way. The days of the event, guaranteed an emotional roller coaster ride. Before I end here, I would like to mention that I recently experienced a day of great emotional release. I found myself crying uncontrollably in bouts time and time again. I simply could not relate the experiences of that day to the depth of the emotion felt. As this article has been an ongoing process for some time, I suddenly realized a few days later that I was being provided with an example of the type of emotional reactions that will occur on the day of the event and pursuing days, weeks. Everywhere on this planet people will be crying. No, not everyone simultaneously of course, but everywhere you look and see a group of people there will be those among them releasing emotion for themselves and others in this way. We will be releasing trauma, fear, worry and pain that have been a part of our lives for so long, and an enormous process of healing will have begun. Hi there. You are so very welcome to this website. Today is the 19th April 2015 and it's definitely time for me to renew the introduction page here on Veritas Galactic Sweden, which was created in August 2012. We are living in very exciting days now. We are living in the final days of our imprisonment on this planet. The winds of change are blowing and leading us forward to the day that has many names. On that day there will be the initiation of a storm of disclosure, unlike anything that has ever happened before on Gaia. On that day all of the truth that has been hidden from mankind for such a long time will finally come out into the open. The word apocalypse has been used by many incorrectly in that it is often interpreted as meaning the complete final destruction of the world as described in the biblical book of Revelations. People have associated this time with the War of Armageddon, but that timeline is no longer an option. As of the 21st of December 2012 there is only one possible timeline ahead, and it is very positive. The real meaning of the word apocalypse is a disclosure of knowledge, that is, a lifting of the veil or revelation. On this website as well as on other affiliated websites which I will introduce you to shortly, we call the state of unbelievably enormous and complete change the day of the event. So why do I have a picture here of a roller coaster ride? The reason is very simple, because it is my belief that it is the perfect symbol for the time that we have ahead of us. We exist right now in the middle of a sandwich of love and light. Below our feet we have the entire Resistance Movement light group of approximately 20 million humanoid galactic family beings. These people are like their associates, friends in the inner Agarthan civilization, fifth dimensional and higher beings. Our planet and solar system is surrounded by millions of lightships belonging to the Galactic Confederation, and they, along with the support of the angelic beings of the central civilization near our Galactic Central Sun, are making sure that the powerful energy being transmitted to us from source via the GC Sun is stabilized and safe for us. The buildup of this compression of light-love energy on the surface of Gaia, along with the efforts of many thousands of surface light workers, is day by day creating a renewal and purification of our crystalline light grid around this planet, and helping with the disintegration of the veil web matrix net/within which we have all been imprisoned for thousands of years. Unknown to 99.7% of mankind, a massive transformation of the whole solar system has begun. If you are a newcomer to this site, then I suggest that you start reading about those who have been holding us as hostages here. Only yesterday I finalized and posted an article with an overview of all that you might need to know to give you a basic understanding of our predicament up until now. Would you like to feel prepared for the new life of abundance on Gaia? Having prior knowledge and understanding of the details of the event in the new time of peace and harmony on Gaia is the first way of being prepared. Knowledge and truth sets us free. My entire website is devoted to preparing you for this in every possible way. When the day is finally upon us, you can with this knowledge be a source of calm for family and friends who have no prior awareness of what is happening. We welcome you to join with us for the Sunday Liberation Meditation, which is ongoing until the victory of the light is a fact. You can find all you need to know about this on the portal link below, where a clock shows the countdown to the next meditation. Get the documents that will help you to spread important information at the time of the event on Prepare for Change.